What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another solo Leveling Arise video. It's your boy Payne. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Wearing my merch, being very proud. I just want to quickly say two things. Number one, I apologize for those who bought merch. Canada Post is still on strike. Man, oh man. I have not been able to get out people's merch, unfortunately, but it is still in the office with them. I've called them to make sure that things are still smooth. And as soon as, guys, the mail service is back up and running, I promise you guys you'll be getting those products in the mail, shipped to you ASAP Rocky. Now, for those who are still looking to purchase, I still have some sales going on for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, in very limited quantities. No more XLs, unfortunately. I've only got very limited larges, mediums, and smalls left. You know, when I made the products, my provider was like, dude, who do you represent? Like, what's your demographic? I said gamers. He's like, damn, dude, don't be getting any smalls. I should have listened. Not one person has ordered a small yet. But either way, we're big dudes. We like to play games. It is what it is. Let's talk about the tier list. Now, before I go talk about the tier list, though, I do want to say, guys, go support your boy on the Content Creator Program. We're almost at the 7,000 mark. Very, very exciting. Zaf and I are both trying to make them extend your support for next season, so you have to redo it again. Make our lives a little bit easier. Hopefully that works. If not, you'll have to resupport again, but we'll let you know when. But for now, go and support. There are 2 codes. I've been sending them out as much as I possibly can. The 500 Essence Stones and the 4 SR crafting tickets, including 5 lucky chests to get yourself rune fragments or runes in general. So go support. It's free. If you spend, you support me. If you don't spend, I support you. Either way, we support each other. It's amazing program, and it's probably one of the best ones ever done for any content creators out there. So, talk about tier list. Our boy Thomas Andre is out now. Where does he stand? What does he do? And where does he sit? On top of his throne, most likely, but we're going to talk about this, and we're going to go over every single one of these guys in the tier list and give you guys a most accurate tier list out there as possible, so you guys can enjoy it and know who to build when it's time to build. All right, guys, without further ado, here we go. All right, boys, here we go. So let's start off with the useless twats. We have Zaf over here, aka Park Boom Zaf. This is the dude I think that Zaf actually really looks like. So there you guys go, right in there. And we have Joe. These guys will not change. They will most likely continue to sit in this bottom tier and become the most useless units in the game. Unfortunately, he does have at least a burn, and I mean, he does at least scale off defense, but they're horrific. And I mean, if you've watched the anime, you know he just dies right away. So it's pretty lore accurate. Kim can be useful only because he has a heavy break, most likely for BOT. That's about the only time you can really use him. Song here, good for clearing ads as an SR. Again, SRs are never going to get buffed again, guys. At this point, they're just stepping stones. They used to be much more viable back when we had a lot less SSRs and they were a lot harder to pull. Now it's just, again, they're just stepping stones, right? They really aren't really adding any value, or they're not adding as much value as they used to, I should say. They are adding some value, especially some of the SR units, but for the most part, most of these guys are going to be sitting here idly, okay? Kang, Johi, Jinho, I didn't even have Kim and Hung suck. My brother sucks too. These guys are all going to be B class now, and the reason why they're all B class, they used to actually be A and S's here for some of these guys. Again, we just have way too many good breakers now. Breakers, too many good supports, and a much better bleed unit now out there. Kang is actually can be viable if there were more bleed appropriate bosses, but because there isn't, we kind of suck now, right? Okay, let's go to the A classes now. We're gonna put Nam up here as a breaker. We're gonna put Park as a Park. We'll probably put an S again. We'll put Anna in S as well too, just for the ultimate boost and the ultimate gain, and of course her breaking mechanics plus the fact that she has defense down and great for guild boss. Still one of the better guild boss units. And then we're gonna have ourselves a couple more A units here. Now we're actually gonna get to the SSR units to look at that. Now Choi can't crit, so he goes there. Dongpu still goes there. Yep, we're going to keep these guys exactly where they are, because until they buff them, these dudes are not going to get any better at what they do. Now, we're going to throw Beck actually up a little bit. I have done a little bit of testing. He is somewhat better, so we are going to put him right here. He is much better than he used to be in terms of some numbers, but still underwhelming when it comes down to his counterparts, which are the other SSRs on the list. Sa, unfortunately, also kind of sits over here flatly. Not literally, she's pretty curvaceous, but you know what I mean. GINA actually will get a little bit more of a boost now as a unit. She's actually going to pop up here instead. Hansimi actually also is now going to be considered. I'm going to put Hansimi. Hansimi's a tough one because she does everything so well, but also is so niche at the same time. But I think she does deserve to be a support unit that goes right there. I think they're both very viable. I'd see me a little bit more right now because fire isn't something that we're using, but I would say they definitely go over here. When it comes down to the best support, though, there are two better ones out there. We'll talk more about those guys very soon. Yusa Yun, I'm gonna put her up here. She does definitely deserve to be a DPS class. Lim did get a few buffs. Unfortunately, I still find I'm going to put him down a slot. I had him up actually in SS before. I'm going to put him down a slot again. Testing him even further, finding that he's not quite as useful as I thought he was, especially now that we have other, breakers that are being buffed like Beck. He's kind of almost on the same level when it comes down to that. So, and of course, Harper just eclipses him when it comes down to breaking. Libora definitely deserves to be demigod. SM Beck, we're going to toss him first. SSS will toss up there. Min. Min's tough, man. Min is such a tough one. Okay, let me keep going here with the demigods. We're going to put Wu over here as another breaker, so definitely goes, let's say, right about here. And again, this is no particular order, guys. I'm just kind of putting them where I think they belong. And I think the rest here, yeah, we'll put Emma here as well, too. Again, this is not about belonging anywhere specifically. This is just where they are. And Min, okay, so, oh man, Min is a tough one. Min is a tough one. I love Min so much. I really do. He was top tier for me for so long. The problem with Min is he's universal at this point, and he doesn't bring... I mean, he brings so much good things to the fold. You know what? I'm going to toss him up. I'm going to put him back up. I think he deserves it. He's not as good as Mei Lin, right? So that's one thing to keep a note. He's not as good as Isla. Another thing to note, I'm going to put SM back right around here. And then we have the rest. So I'm going to actually organize these guys by their placements, okay? We're going to go from a DPS perspective. Okay, Harper can sit here as well. Best breaker in the game next to Gun He, obviously. So here's how it looks in terms of power, okay? It's going to go kind of like this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this looks good. This one's tough. So Cha is definitely good, but Cha is only good because of Gun He. Not only because of Gun He, but Gun He amplifies her damage, so she looks much better because of him. So Gun He will sit there. Now, Gun He's stock has gone up a little bit in my opinion, again. So I'm going to put him again in front of Mireille, but it was Mireille in front of him originally. From a pure DPS perspective, Mireille is still better than Gun He, obviously. But when it comes down to utility and what Gun He does for some of the better units, he's just irreplaceable. And quite honestly, if you want to finish every mode without having any failures, Gun He's the unit to go with. His shield is just crazy stupid strong, right? And then of course, this is it. We all knew this was going to happen. I mean, if you didn't know, you should have known. And if you don't know, now you know. Shout out to Biggie. Thomas Andre. Yeah, it's rare to see a unit come out with that much hype and actually live up to it. And Thomas Andre, as a matter of fact, does that. He is by far the best unit in the game. If you look at any numbers when it comes down to Guild Boss, POD, any team fights, he's got 24% more damage than everybody else does. Overall, an immensely powerful unit, rightfully so, the first national level hunter we had released to date, and I can only imagine it's going to go higher than this eventually. Now, if I were to be a little bit pickier, if you guys want me to be a bit pickier, I would do a couple different adjustments here to this list. If I were to be super picky, I would put Alicia down a slot now because of where Water's at, but I don't think she deserves that, so that's why I'm leaving it as is. Now, what does this mean as a player? So what this means as a player, there's a lot of options. That's what this means. There's a lot of really good options, which means like a lot of these units here will carry you through the game. And as a new player watching this, just know that a lot of these units are in fact going to be viable for a very long time, because what Netmarble likes to do that most other companies don't do is they will buff a lot of their older units with newer content to give them more viability. And this is the beauty of this game and the dev team, is they don't allow power creep to be too power creep. This is the first time I would say power creep was immense for light units, because Thomas is such a massively powerful unit that he's the first one I would say is absolutely taking over the power creep definition. But everyone else I'd say is extremely viable and pretty on par on this list. All right, guys, there's my list Curious to see what changes you would make, if you had any changes or if you agree with this. Let me know what you guys think as well in the comment section. Remember to go support your boy. Go pre-register for the Jeju Island. It's in every video description. Check it out. You can always find it there. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.